So today, I thought I would talk about the time I got lost in the woods. At the beginning of the semester, or around there somewhere, my roommate and one of the guys on this floor and I had decided to go hiking. Just us three. We tried to invite our other roommate, and he didn't want to come along. And this was going to be my first time hiking without my parents, and this was going to kind of be one of the first on my own adult adventures. So we get there, right? We get to the hiking trail. We hike and hike for about 2 hours because by the time we get there, it's maybe 3 and it gets darker here quicker. And so around 6 or 7 was when we needed to have camp set up. So eventually we set up camp and got situated, sat around the campfire. Instead of doing truth or dare, we just went around asking questions. We did truth or truth basically, and got to know each other better. So it was a good bonding moment. And it's like 9 or 10, it's 10. And that's when we decide to go to bed because it was dark and we were done. We had eaten our dinner and it was good. It was delightful. My roommate had a tent and it was a 2-person tent. Someone brought a hammock and I was the one who wanted to sleep in it. And it was actually really terrifying, I'm not gonna lie. Well, at first anyway, because it was like every little noise freaked me out. I slept with a knife. It was in its little sheath, but I slept with one nonetheless, just in case. You never know, right? So I fall asleep. I'm sure they fell asleep, I don't know. About an hour and 30 minutes later, I hear some commotion going on. And I'm like, I'm sure they're just talking or whatever. And then I hear movement and they're getting out of the tent, getting ready for something. So I kind of sit up. Like, what time is it? It's 11:30. What's happening? Well, what had happened was my roommate every hour checked the weather to make sure we were okay because it was supposed to be 100% or 80% chance of no rain or something like that. And the chances for rain kept increasing. So every hour or every 30 minutes or so he'd check and it would be like 20% rain, 40% rain, 70% rain. And then when they, decided to get up, it was like 80 to 90% rain or something. And we were not prepared for that. Had we had a rain tarp, and we probably would have stayed. But we were not prepared. So we decided to try and hike our way back to the car. Got everything together, got all our stuff together, and we go hike out in the dark. That was an interesting experience. I'd never been hiking in the dark before. So that was fun. We crossed a bridge, and we were like, so this must be where we're at, because we had to pick right or left, and we couldn't remember exactly where, and we were like, probably left. And went down that trail, crossed the bridge, okay, this is along the right way. Kept going. There was another bridge, and we weren't entirely sure if we had seen that one before, but we were like, you know what, let's continue going. Actually, I was the one who was like, I don't remember whether or not there was a second bridge, but just to be sure, let's continue just a little bit further. And then there was a third bridge. And so we definitely knew we were going the wrong way. And luckily it was pretty early in that part of the journey, so we turned around. We kept walking and walking, and there were twists and turns, and we did not know where we were going at all. And I said, well, maybe to help us relax, let's turn on some music, right? Not a bad idea. Okay, let's go. Let's turn on some music. So I put my playlist on shuffle, and the first song to pop on was The Monster with Eminem and Rihanna, or Rihanna. I don't ever know how to pronounce that right. And they got mad and were like, skip it. And then our buddy was like, look, because we're in this situation, I'm only doing Christian music. Play Christian music or nothing. And I wanted noise. I left my earbuds at the college, so the only option was to indeed play music out loud. So I found every Christian song I had and like set up I went play next, scroll through, play next, and like added it to the list of play nexts. I was like, I hope we can get back in time before this ends, because there were like 5 songs. Hate to admit. And on our way, our buddy was freaking out, so he was praying on our way back, and I'm like, guys, it's not a big deal. It's just dark. We can't see where we're going, but I mean, worst comes to worst, we're just going to be wandering around for a few hours until it's daylight. What if it rains, we'll just get back to the car wet. Like, it's not a big deal. We're on the trail. It's not like we're lost. So it's fine. Everything's fine. We'll get back okay. And I already knew this would make for an interesting story. So, I was already pretty calm, and they were freaking out. I don't know why I have this thing. I was calm when I really should have been freaking out. We travel, and then my roommate had to guess where to go. There was like a 3-fork trail, and he guessed the right one. We went through the narrow path and kept walking, and we found places we recognized, and we're like, we're on the right track. Quite literally. And we got to the car and everything was good. And we drove back. We had to let security know. No, we were on our way back, so they knew what to expect us and sign us in, because they need to know who's on campus and who's not for safety purposes. So we get back. And that is the end of that tale. We found our way back and everything was good. 3 days later, when I started thinking about it, then I started freaking out. Like, we should not have gotten out of that. Like, how did we manage to even navigate our way through a little of it? It was dark and about to rain, and it started raining toward the end of it. And my music was able to get us through until, I had to play some just instrumental toward the end, and I played like 2 songs, and then we got to the car. I thought that would be an interesting story to share. I want to share some Boston stories, get those on this playlist or whatever this is. I want to get it on the list of Storytime with Ethans, I guess. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. It was a little fun adventure for me and a story to tell for years to come. And now we know that next time we go, we better bring raining equipment for, just in case. So that was the lesson. I'll be keeping in touch.